Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. We are back and we are continuing on talking about God's great love. Today, our scripture is coming from, we're kind of going to be doing two. We're going to be reading from the book of Psalms. We're at Psalm 103, 11. And I'm gonna read both versions, the King James and the New Living. So it says, "For as the heaven is high above the earth, great is his mercy towards them that fear him." And in the New Living it says, "For his unfailing love towards those who fear him is as great as the height of the heavens above the earth." So in one version it's saying, great is his mercy, and the other one is saying unfailing love, right? And in this, so this is a psalm. It's a great portion of the Psalms that is written by David, and this one is written by David, and he's basically talking about, and he's reflecting on God's grace and God's mercy and God's love, right? And what he's basically saying is that it's beyond measure. Like, really, our human mind can't even grasp the concept of the amount of love and mercy that God has for us, right? David is telling us that it's unimaginable love, that it's indescribable love, that it's immeasurable love, that it's boundless love. That's why he uses the heavens above, because it's boundless. There's no limit to us, right? So I will ask you today, do you truly believe, right, that God's mercy and his love, right, is greater than your mistakes, right? When you think about your life right now, or even when you think about your past, do you think that God's love is great enough to cover that, right? Or do you secretly put limits on his grace for you? Do you secretly or subconsciously in your mind, deep down in your heart, do you put limits on what God can cover, what his love can cover? Like, oh, yeah, he probably can cover this, but nah, I don't know about this, right? Take some time to think about that. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself how God see you? Or do you see yourself how the world see you? Do you see your mistakes how God sees them? Or do you see it how the world sees, or how society, or how your family, or how your friends, right? David is trying to tell us that God's love and mercy is also, it's intentional, right? Because he says, for those who fear him, right? This is not fear like terror. This is reverence. This is those who are in awe of him, those who trust him, those who are surrendering to him, right? So he's intentional, and he's very purposeful about his love when it comes to those who love him, for those who trust him, right? His love is a response to our humility, to our obedience, to our dependence. It's not random, right? It's not random. His love flows to those who honor him, to those who worship him, those who live for him, right? So when you're seeking God, is it only like because you need him? Because you need him to fix something, because you need him to rescue you, right? Or do you reverence him daily? Do you worship him in your daily life, in your work life, in your home life, in your school life, right? How are you showing up for God? You want him to show up for you. How are you showing up for him? Remember, we said, I don't know, a few videos ago, that love is actionable. How are you showing up, right? And then the other thing is love. God's love is and his mercy it goes across time and generations. I told you we're going to read 2. So I'm also going to read Luke 1 verse 50. And it says, his mercies go on from generation to generation to all who fear him. Right? Have you guys ever heard, if he did it before, he'll do it again? Right? That's that's the good thing about this Bible too. Like, we can read what God did before, and we can have faith and believe that he can do it again. But I want you to think about, how are you kind of passing on that love and that trust, right, to the generations that's coming after you, right? Are you showing your kids the power and the beauty of God's love, right? How are your kids seeing God's love through your testimony? I will have you think about that, right? How do your kids see God's love? How are you passing down this testimony? Like, are you passing down a narrative that says that God's love is undescribable, unimaginable, unbounding, limitless, right? Or are you passing down limits to your kids? Are you passing down, a love that is just not unconditional, but sometimey? Are you passing down, worship habits or disciplines that shows that, oh, we only seek God when we need help, right? And everyone is on a different stage in their journey, right? Everybody is in a different place in their life, but I'm just throwing these things out so that we can have self-reflection, right? Self-reflection, because we want boundless love. We want agape love, unconditional love. We want mercy and grace, right? We want that, but what do we want? How do we want to live? How do we want to serve? How do we want to live for God? Right? It's something to think about, and we all have areas to work on, right? So that's all I have for you guys today. Really short. I just want us to really think about how we're being models for our children, right? And everyone, right? How do you kind of reflect God's love back to everyone else? What do people see when they see you, right? So my prayer is that we could have reverence, right? Trust and surrender, full surrenderance to God, right? And that we have trust that his unfailing love can cover every mistake, can cover every failure, right? Can cover every setback, right? His grace is sufficient. I want us to trust that. Because when you truly trust that and you truly believe that, it will be easier for you to fully surrender to him. So that's my prayer, is that we have true trust in God's unfailing love. All right? So you guys have a good one. Peace.